in the interest of full disclosure. All right, so here we go. So the first thing we do today, ladies and gentlemen, is pass out a syllabus, and we're going to talk about how the class is going to work. And then by the end of today, you'll know me, you'll know how to get a hold of me, you'll know how to get the grade that you want in this class, and be successful so that you'll move on with your lives and your careers. So I'm going to pass out the syllabus. We'll go over it. I'll put it up on the screen as well. But we're going to go over the syllabus, and then, well, first I'll take roll, then I'll introduce myself, then we'll go over the syllabus, and then I'll be open to any questions, and we'll be good to go. All right. All right. So first of all, syllabus is front and back. There is an error on this, but unfortunately, I had made 10,000 copies before I noticed it. It says at the top, it says VADM 1005IS, which stands for, we just got started, which stands for independent study. This is not an independent study. This is a full-on class. So that's so far that's the only error. We're gonna see if we have more errors on there. So, all right. Good morning. Here you go, our syllabus for first order of business. Then I'm going to leave these here in case you have anybody else. So there are a total of 18 people in this class. I had calls from several people today who were not going to be here for different reasons. So I've made arrangements with them. But first of all, just to get started, I'll be your teacher this semester. My name is Astrid Northrup, and I normally teach in mathematics and engineering science. My field is in engineering, so it's kind of a natural fit for me to do this math class because engineers always use math to do something. I don't like theoretical stuff. If you can't apply it, it's like, there's other ways to do things. So business math is the same way. So all of the stuff that we're going to do in here is going to have direct applications to your life. If you, for example, choose to, if you're a photography major, which I think a lot of you are, if you choose to open up your own shop, you need to keep your books. It's an important thing to be able to organize your stuff so that you don't have to pay your accountant all the money that you made last year to take care of it. You can pay him a little bit of money, him or her. My accountant's a guy, so that's why I think him. But you can pay him or her a little bit of money to take care of your organized records, and that's kind of an end game. Also, if you are better with your money, you'll just have more money and more stuff, and you'll have less worries in your life. So that's kind of the end game of business math. So having said that, my office is over in the Math and Science building, which is sort of kitty corner from here, I guess you would say, kind of to the southwest. My office is in room 117, which is inside of 115. So 115 is the number on the outside, and you go in. Our divisional secretary is there, and then my office is inside there. So I really like students to get a hold of me, especially because we have sort of we're just going to be meeting once a week. And so the rest of the time I'll be putting up videos, and I'll be talking to you guys individually or in groups in order to make sure that you're keeping up with your work. So I have an organized schedule for you guys to follow, and I'm always available, and I'll have resources for you, but we're not going to be meeting 3 days a week. So that's kind of the deal. So having said that, I'm going to just take roll, see who's here. The first thing is you will be given credit for your attendance. As when we go through the syllabus, you'll see that. So in other words, you'll be able to raise your grade by a full letter grade by being here every time. And that's always a good thing to do, right? So it can take you from a B to an A, or it can take you from you're in the verge of getting a failing grade, it might pull you up to a passing grade. So we hope that won't happen. But so attendance is free to you, easy to do, and that's the deal. So is Tayton Allred here? Yeah. Yes. Okay. And how about Jace? Jace Blill? No. Kendall Cummings? There you are. Okay. Alma Dale Cruz. Hi. Did I have your sister as a student?
You might have.
Maybe. Alexa?
Yeah.
I like her so much. She's a great kid. Great girl. Michelle Falkenstein? There you are. Thank you. Desiree Gams? She's one who contacted me and said she wasn't going to be here. James George? There you are. Okay. Christopher Good. Oh, he called me this morning. Sorry. Donovan Gregory, yes. Skylar Hawkins, hi. Jamie Jordan, he or she also got a hold of me. Dalton Morrison. Caitlin Lowry, okay. Jordan McKee, Jordan McKay. Michael Rennie, I think he called me this morning. JC Robertson. Jenny Stoll. Jenny? No. And Rochelle Sewer. Yes, thank you. Anyone else? Anyone I miss? Yes, what's your name?
Emily Kincaid.
Emily Kincaid, gotcha. All right, thank you, Emily. So I printed this out last night, so it's probably not 100% complete. So we'll make sure that you're all squared away, but you're here. Good morning.
Good morning.
I just got through taking roll. Tell me your name.
Jenny Stahl.
All right, very good, thank you. All right, Jenny, I'm going to give you a syllabus. We're going to go over this just so that you know what to expect, and we'll make sure everybody's able to get the grade that they want. Now, and I did want to point out in this class, when I've taught it before, I've had times where I've had 100% pass rates. So I feel like that's my goal all the time. And so that's what we're working toward, right? I mean, as much as you like business math, you like to come see me at 8 o'clock in the morning, you probably have better things you could do with your life. So you can come see me for a visit rather than coming over here. So, all right. So the first thing I'm going to do, we're going to talk about, and you're probably very familiar with this, but I like to go through it right from the beginning, how you're going to access the course material. So first thing you do is go to your landing page, to your mynwc.edu, and it's not going to look exactly like mine because because the faculty is a little bit different. But over here underneath the Moodle logo, you will have the course, Business Math. And this is you, and this is where I keep all the course material. We're going to talk about these important dates in just a moment, but the first thing I wanted to do is to show you that the syllabus that I gave you today is available to you online on the Moodle page. And you'll notice that the section number is correct on your Moodle page. It's 1H, not IS. So that's kind of the deal. So I've talked to you a little bit about my contact information. On this syllabus, I have my phone number at my office, which is 754-6066. I want you to have my cell number, and if you will text me at any time, please feel free to do so. And my cell is 307-272-1833. So when you text me, if you just let me know you're in my business math class, we can get you squared away. So since we're only meeting once a week, being able to get a hold of me in between times is extremely important. And I do keep office hours, but it's easier even when I'm in my office. If you stop by and I'm there, I can always work with you. However, I know you're busy as well and your schedules are all over the place. So if you set a time with me, we can either work by Zoom or phone or text and get you squared away. Okay. So what is like we talked about a little bit, what this class is about practical math. It's going to be an overview for students who are getting into the business community. That includes if you want to start your own small business. So how many of you are photo majors, may I ask? Yeah, that's usually, and then we have, what else? What is it?
Business major.
Business, okay. Anyone else business? Okay, what else? Who else is not a photo or a business major?
I'm an ag major.
Ag major, very good. Well, you're in the right building, right? So, okay. so there you go. So well, and actually, I'm just sort of an aside. My husband's a farmer, and so we live on a farm. So ag business and business are all, that's what we do all day. So, good morning. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Have a syllabus. What's your name?
Dalton.
All right, thanks, Dalton. Come on in. So we just got started, and we're getting moving with this. Okay. So basically, what we're going to do is, like I said, we're going to do practical math, and there's a couple of tools that you need for this. One is the textbook. This is absolutely mandatory. It is available as an ebook, but you'll either need to have the physical book or the ebook. There's just no way to get by without it. So make sure that you have that. Our first homework assignment, which I'll show you in a minute, is going to be due next Friday. So you have to have the book, you have to have the homework assignment done by then, okay? So make sure you have that. I know that it's expensive time of the year, but it's just not possible to get by without the book. So have to do that. And like I said, I pulled up the ebook. Has anyone looked at the ebook? Okay, I pulled it up and I looked at it and it's okay. It'll work just fine. So if you like to have that portability, you have that option as well. But either way, so the other thing is you'll probably need a calculator. When we take quizzes and exams, can't use your phone because of the internet. It's like the internet is great, but makes it very hard for me to grade you properly. So you have to have a calculator. These are the ones that I really like, the TI-30, but you can have whatever kind of calculator you want as long as you can't access the internet with it. Okay, so a TI-30 costs about 20 bucks, maybe less, and it'll do pretty much everything you want it to. But if you have any kind of calculator that you own right now, you can go ahead and use that. Okay, I'll also show you later on. If any of you have ever used Excel spreadsheets, I'll show you how to use Excel in this class, and you can definitely do that if you want to. Not required to, but it can make your life very, very easy. And if you do become a business owner, if you start running your own books, after you get your photography shop or your farm going or your ranch going, whatever it is, you definitely will want to look at Excel because it'll make your life very much easier for you. But you don't have to do it in this class, but I'll show you some applications with Excel, just in case you were interested. And I will accept homework in Excel when it's appropriate, which is very, very frequently. So what we're going to cover in here are chapters 1 through 10, and chapter 12, 13, and a little bit of 16 and 19 in the textbook. So prior to, and the way that the class is going to work, I'm going to come back over here, is that after every chapter, there's a homework assignment due. And the way that you can identify a homework assignment due is by the submit button. Wherever there's a submit button, that means there's something that you have to hand in. And all of your homework assignments have to be handed in on Moodle. So in other words, I can't take pieces of paper because, to be perfectly honest, I'm very unorganized and I don't know what's going to happen to them. So if you put them here, I know exactly where they are. So what mine looks like, I'll just show you because nobody's in here yet, but when you submit a homework assignment here, it shows me how many people there are in class, how many have submitted, how many of my assignments need grading. So I can just look at that number right away and say 3 people turned it in. I need to get on that. So I try really hard to get you grades and feedback right away because I think that's how you get ready for the next assignment. So if you don't know if you did well on chapter 1, how can you get started on chapter 2? So I try really hard to have a fast turnaround time pretty quickly after those due dates. So I've got the class laid out for us up until midterm. And so basically, and this is on the syllabus, but it's also here, there are 4 very, very important dates where we have to be in this classroom together, okay? Those are those 4 dates, We have 2 quizzes, a midterm, and a final exam. And I just want, unless you have COVID or unless you have a doctor's excuse, I want you to be in the classroom with me on that day. And so I'm just hoping everybody will be in the classroom together on those 4 days. So that doesn't mean that we don't have to be together the other days, but we have some other options, which I'll talk about in just a minute. But physically, your presence is required on these 4 days. So on February 9th, we'll have quiz 1. On March 9th, we'll have the midterm exam. On April 6th, we'll have the second quiz number 2, and then the final exam is during finals week, which the schedule, for those of you who've been here before, gets a little bit, it's just wonky, it's not the same. But our finals exam time is 7:30 to 9:20, not on Wednesday, but on Thursday. These other dates are all Wednesday dates. So that's kind of the way it works. So how the schedule works is when you're going through your Moodle page, there will be lectures, which are shown with links, like today's lecture, we put up where that one is. Then there are some documents that you can take a look at. And then there'll be the assignments. So the assignments always look the same, okay? If you look at the assignment, the first assignment that we're gonna have, which is due on next Friday, the 28th, assuming that this computer's gonna open it up. Everything here is really slow, holy cow. Not even sure it's going anywhere. Anyway, I'll show you the old-fashioned way. So in your textbook, at the end of each chapter, so right now this is just chapter 2. So our first assignment is for everything. It's the end of every chapter. Okay. So chapter 1. Hope that'll come up. Chapter 1. There's exercises all the way throughout, but at the end of each chapter, there's a page that's called the bottom line. And then afterward, there is a self-check, okay? If you do those and you're comfortable with them and everything goes well, you don't have to do anything else. The rest of the work is for you to get ready to do those. But if you can do the bottom line and the self-check at the end of each chapter, and then you turn that into me from Moodle, and you get you get a good grade, you'll be ready for the quizzes and the midterms, and you'll get a good grade that way. Anyway, so at the end of each chapter, that's when it says homework assignment. And if the computer would actually come up, when I clicked on this that says assignment number 1, it would say do the bottom line and do the self-check at the end of that chapter. So there's some changes. For example, here on the self-check problem number 20, there was an error. So I just corrected it here so that you could see what it should look like. Okay, so because some of them have answers in the back of the book, and it's really nice to have answers because you know what to work toward, but if the answer in the back of the book is not correct, it kind of throws you off and can make you think that maybe you're not doing things correctly. So I'll try to catch those, and if you catch something like that, let me know and I'll correct it. Okay, anyway, so our first homework assignment is due next Friday. You'll write it out on paper. You'll make sure that your name is at the top of every single page, and then you'll scan it and submit it through Moodle. Okay, if you have any trouble with any of those steps, let me know. But like I said, no paper homework. When we take the quizzes and we take the midterm and the final, that's going to be just a piece of paper here in this classroom with you, your calculator, the paper, me, and you'll get a set of notes as well. I mean, I'll let you handwrite a sheet of notes so that you will not be flying blind. I would rather you know how to do things rather than memorize things. So we'll work toward that as well. All right, so the homework assignments are due every Friday. This week, no homework assignment. Next week, homework 1. The following week, homework 2. And you see it has some other documents. There's some videos that you'll watch. And then there's a couple of Excel spreadsheets in case you want to use Excel. And then here's your submit for homework 2. So after we do homework 1, homework 2, and homework 3, and I'm sorry, homework 4, I was thinking, wait. I guess I didn't put the quiz submissions because I'm going to collect those by hand. Okay, so in here, I'll put a note here, but it says 4th class meeting, Wednesday, February 9th was when we'll have our first quiz. That's when you have to be here for sure. Not that you don't have to be here between, but we'll talk about that in just a minute. And then we'll have a class meeting, homework on Friday, homework on Friday, homework on Friday and midterm. So in other words, the pace of the class is always going to be the same. Homework due on Friday, meet on Wednesday, quiz or test on these 4 Wednesdays. Okay, so having said that, if you go back to the syllabus, why do I have that one pulled up? All right. I have that mislabeled, but it's okay. It's the right information. Anyway, if you go back to this, then how do you get your grade? Here's the way it works. Your attendance and participation is worth 10% of your grade. The homework assignments, that Friday thing that's due, almost every Friday is worth 30%. Your midterm exam is worth 30%, and your final exam is worth 30%. Okay, so what midterm and final are pretty heavily weighted, but like I said, the homework work that we do together is going to get you. I don't have a score in here. I'm just looking at that. I don't have the quizzes. That's terrific, isn't it? So this is going to be altered. See my first mistake, my second mistake. So actually, the attendance is going to be with 10%. Homework is going to be worth 10%. That leaves us 80%. So the midterm, the final, and each of the quizzes is going to be with 20%. So, but I'll have that straightened out so you'll see that right away. But our 4 days together then are going to be worth 80% of your grade. plus your attendance, which is also worth a portion of your grade. So this will be corrected later this morning. Quiz 20. Oh, and I have 30% for the homework, don't I? That's all right. Attendance participation, let's leave it at that. Let's say 10% for attendance. Let's say 20% for homework. And then we have midterm final, let's say 20% for quizzes. And then that'll be 20, 40. So then 25% for the midterm, 25% for the final. Okay, so that adds up to 100%, which is a big deal. You just add up to 100% or we have a problem. So ultimately, and like I said, that'll be corrected later today. So if you make a 90% overall with those elements, you're guaranteed an A. If you make 80%, you're guaranteed a B. Sometimes I round up, I never round down. So it's possible that if you have, for example, an 89.2, that you'll get an A. It's not guaranteed, but if you have a 90, even if everybody else in the class has 100, which is not going to happen, I'm just saying, you'll still get an A. So you're guaranteed, and I may round up, I'll never round down. Okay, and hopefully everybody is going to get the grade, a good grade, and we'll move forward from there. So on the back of our syllabus, as it says, all homework must be scanned and submitted through Moodle. People sometimes will ask me, do I have to show my work? Well, I have to show enough work that I can see that you did the work, whatever that means. I don't, if I feel like you're not showing me enough work, I will let you know, or you can ask. But in general, like if it says 5 + 9 = 14, you don't have to show me any work for that. They understand what that is. So anything kind of beyond arithmetic probably should make an indication, because the idea is I need to be able to follow it. I've also had people tell me, well, I can do it in my head. And then my answer to that, because I get a little bit snarky, it's like, yeah, so can I, but I can't read your mind. So I want to be able to see what you're thinking. That's kind of the goal. All right. So I'm not really committed to writing page after page, but just enough to give me a clue to how you're going through the thought process. Okay. And we should be good. So after that, turn in all this stuff. Use the homework template. You don't have to do that. That's another story. You will be graded on your process and your format. Cannot accept homework via phone, email for security reasons. Has to be through Moodle. Since we're doing our quizzes face-to-face, quizzes will be timed and face-to-face. So that's another mistake that will be corrected. They're not gonna be taken through Moodle. Exams, midterm, and final will be proctored face-to-face. Okay, so there's a couple of changes to our syllabus. All right, so at this point, does anybody have any questions? Okay, now let's talk about the attendance policy, right? So as I've said like 40 times, these 4 days are absolutely required unless there's a compelling reason for you not to be here. We could meet by Zoom if we wish to on the other days. So what I'm gonna do later today, I'll send you an email and it will have a link to a little survey. It's just a couple question survey. Just if you would prefer, except for these 4 days, to meet face-to-face or using Zoom, okay? So I'll take that data and then I'll let you know what we find out, okay? Because that's available to us. It's a little hard. Have you guys been in classes where there are people in the classroom and on Zoom? It's a little weird, isn't it? So I've both taken and taught classes that way. I sort of prefer having everybody one or the other, but if I get a survey back and we decide that we want to do both, we can maybe do that. But I'll get that done today, so I hope you'll take that survey. Let me know what your preferences are, or if you have an absolute, like, I can't do it this way, I can't do it face-to-face, I can't do it on Zoom, then we'll talk about that as well. Okay, and my screen is starting to time out on me. Okay, anyway, so that's kind of the deal. We'll meet again, or I'll send out a survey. I'll correct the syllabus, put the corrected syllabus up on our Moodle page, and also put it on the course syllabi. So I'll get that done today. I'll send you a survey. And do you guys have any other questions for me? Do you know how to get a hold of me if you need me? Okay, great. So you know you need a book, right? I keep saying that. We gotta have a book. Gotta have your homework. Gotta be here with me these 4 days, and I'll send out a quiz about the other days. Okay? All right, well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being here. Thanks for braving the snow and being out here at 8 in the morning. And I'll look forward to getting your responses on the survey. And I'll see you in one modality or another next Wednesday. All right, have a great day.